What's up, YouTube? Vash 16XL coming at y'all again with another interview. Today is still June 10th, 2011, and the time is different at the moment. I'm not looking at the time.
It's 12 o'clock.
It's 12?
Yeah, 10
Okay.
till, 5 till.
12, you know, and I'm here with a classmate, a fellow gamer. He's in game art program too, so I'd like y'all to give it up for John.
Howdy.
John, when it comes to games, what is your favorite? Well, what did you grow up playing?
What do I like to play?
Well, what is your fondest memory of what game is your fondest memory?
Believe it or not, it's not a video game. It's Dungeons and Dragons. First edition was a role-playing dice and paper and pencil game.
Okay.
It did get me into gaming. Eventually, got me going into the video game. But my fondest memory is actually pencil, rolling dice, going from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to about 8 o'clock the next morning, nonstop. So, but that's what got me going in gaming.
Okay. When it comes to video games, what type of games do you play?
First person, role-playing, simulation, sports.
Can you name some of the series that you play?
Dragon Age. Right now, believe it or not, I've just downloaded WoW to my computer, and I'm already at 20th level, and I've played it 4 days. So it's role-playing, but I'm not a huge multimedia person. I don't interact with people. I don't chat with people.
The massive
massive online crap.
Yeah.
The MMOs. I don't do that. That's just not what I do. I'll probably learn to do it because of what I'm doing now. And I'm looking at the art in this game, and it's pretty simplistic, but it's huge. It's a lot of area. Madden, of course, everybody plays Madden. I like Hawk, some 360, PlayStation 360,
cool.
Not PlayStation, sorry, Xbox 360.
Cool.
I have played PlayStation. I have PlayStation 3. I play Wii every now and then, bowling, of course. But yeah, just a genre of all kinds of things.
What classic series do you play?
Classic series? What do you mean?
Like, as in classic games that are considered classics at the moment. Well, what classic games would you play?
What would I play? Classic games? Love Defender.
Okay.
Pretty straight line, kind of shoot 'em and go kind of games. Those are easy. I don't like the classic games. Well, I tell you what, my first console was an Intellivision. It was cool. It looked like a phone, and you had your rotary dial, so you had 360-degree movement with a stick. It was a stick man. But you could go anywhere on the screen. It wasn't linear. It was this way. It was linear, but you could go back and forth, up and down. You make the guy dance if you wanted to. It was pretty cool. But it was a stick. It was a bunch of sticks running around. And now the technology's out there so much now that I just don't play classic games. So.
Cool. When it comes to video games, what do you think is missing when it comes to modern video games? In terms of elements that make a great video game, because there's elements missing.
I don't know, man. I'm not into pain or anything like that, but I'd love to have some more stimulant in a game. Eye candy is one thing. That's wonderful, and games are at that point now where the processes are being used not to their limit, but they're getting used because you can see all the textures and all the colors and everything moving. But there's no other than eye candy, and you hear a decent soundtrack. That's it. You don't get any movement. Now the Kinects and the Wii and all actually get you out there and doing this, and that's a start. But I do believe there should be more to it. Maybe that's something down the road that people can look into. Not like I said, not so much pain, but maybe feeling cold and heat, wind in your face, things like that. That they may be something down the road.
Okay. When you tailor your video game art, in hopes of making a video game, what type of video game will be the type that you make?
First person.
First person shooter?
Yeah, I want to be able to, and have a wide open platform to where you can 360 degree. If I want to go that way for 100 miles, I can go that way. If I want to turn around and go back, I can. I don't want to be, set in a pattern to where I have to do this to get to this next point, to get to this next point. I want it to be wide open. Oblivion, Fallout, that type of look.
Okay. What's your favorite first-person shooter series?
It used to be Quake, and then it was Unreal Tournament, and now probably first person would be Call of Duty series, which is just great. That's wonderful. Medal of Honor, those kind of shooters I enjoy. Duke Nukem, I played the first one, and they say a new one's coming out. I don't know if I'll
It'll
play
be
it or
out
not.
June 14th.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's coming up, but I'm not sure if I want to play it because I've seen trailers of it, and it just looks like every other game.
Have to play a demo of it, I guess.
Yep, see what it's about.
What are the things that you see as tedious in video games nowadays?
Not so much puzzle solving, but having to be, okay, I can only go this far before I can do something else. Because in life it's not that way. If you step out, you can do anything you want to do. Whereas, and I understand levels and, having to be able to gain a certain experience to be able to use something, that's understandable. But to say, okay, you can't go any further than this border right here, all right, because you're not that strong, or you're not that smart, or you don't have enough experience in the game, I think that's wrong. I think you ought to be able to step off into the world right off the bat. So playing from point to point to point, I don't much care for.
So do you like free world games, like
Yes.
say for instance sandbox games?
Yeah, and and I don't mind it that it's simple. I know a lot of the apps now, the little downloads on your iPhones and things like that, they're amazingly simple, but they're ingenious. Because it's very simple to do certain things, but it gets you going. It keeps you enrolled or engrossed into the game. So.
Okay. If you had to pick a gaming company to work for, who would it be?
Blizzard. Bethesda. Is that Bethesda?
Bethesda.
Blizzard would be. I'd love to work for Blizzard. EA would be nice. Because there's a lot. And what we're doing, talking about game art, there's so much we can do outside of the game industry.
Yep.
There's so much you can do. The movies, everything you see on television is computer animated now, so that's something we can all fall into. There is animation involved in it, but there's still background and there's still things that we can do. So, but company wise, anybody will hire me. The government.
Yeah, because
the government.
you can make a name with just about anyone. It's just all in according to what you want to do after you get out of this college.
Right. That's right.
So, yeah, I understand that. Play racing games?
Yes.
Which ones are your favorites?
I'm playing Forenza right now because I have the 360. I have played, what's the other one? Gran Turismo. That's a beautiful game. That's a lot of fun too. Real technical, right down to
I don't see how you do it, but okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's that kind of engrossment. And then once again, it's not so much the driving aspect of the game and the development of the vehicles and what you do, but look out the window. As time has gone by and the games have developed, the scenery that you see outside of your car as you fly down the road at 120 miles an hour is amazing. It's amazing, and that's what we're going to be doing. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
If it was one genre of game that you think you couldn't make, what would it be?
None.
Exactly.
Make anything.
See, you shouldn't limit yourself. So that was what I was getting at with that question. One that might be challenging for you.
I don't know, like puzzle solving, because once you get to a certain point in a puzzle solving, it's okay, I've solved the puzzle, let's move on. What was that? What's the name of that game that was Myst? Remember Myst? That's all it was puzzle solving. It was gorgeous, eye candy, but all you could do is just you go from different spot in puzzle solving, and that's boring to me. It just is. There's no action to it. It doesn't stimulate me. You know? I can do about 15 minutes worth of puzzle solving, and then it's like, okay, let's kill something.
Yep. Name a genre of video game that you least play.
That I least play. Along the lines, say Marvel Alliance, where you have you can control 4 or 5 little guys in your screen, and each one. It's kind of boring to me.
I don't play that either.
I'd rather control one person throughout the game.
I'd rather play an RPG.
Yeah. Army Men, or
even though that might technically be an RPG in some sort of way.
I'll tell you, one of them I enjoyed and now I've gotten rid of and don't play anymore, like Command and Conquer, those kind of StarCraft, those things. It was neat, even on the same lines, Populous and different Age of Empire. That was a lot of fun at first because you develop you start, but then it's all just repetitive. It's on doing the same thing over and over again. Just looks different, but it's the same thing: collecting resources, getting your army together, and going out and conquering. So after a while, it's like, okay, that's boring. So.
Understandable. So puzzle games might be your weakness if you had to make them.
Probably so.
Just
I don't know
because
about weakness,
puzzle,
just boring. I'd
yeah,
rather not do them.
Because I mean, it's only so much you could do with a puzzle. Because for the simple fact, one might be hard, and you might be like, I couldn't come up with anything else harder.
Mm-hmm.
And so puzzles might go downhill from there. So yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
One you might be fascinated to do other than your main genres.
Don't know. That's a tough question. What I would be fascinated to do. I don't know. No idea. That's a tough question. Sorry.
If you had to run a business, run a video game corporation, what position would you want to be other than the boss?
Definitely like the creator, the
producer.
Yeah,
executive
I'd like to
producer.
produce it. Right. If you have a basic idea and find yourself a good team and explain the idea to them and say, okay, this is what I want to happen, storyboard it, do all this other stuff. But still, everybody has, okay, this is my idea. It's a producing kind of thing. That would be fun to do.
Any advice for the people getting into the video game art field or wanting to get into it?
Oh man, there's so much growth. There's so much growth going on right now. There's a lot of room. I can recall 20 years ago, my mother wanted me to get into the medical field because there's so much growth. There's so much growth. People will always be sick. I've gotten to the point now where I think it's going that way with game design, game art, things like that, where it's not, you say game art, but there's just a huge amount of things that we can do. It's not just games.
Yep.
So and it's just opening because the processing speed of these computers and these platforms are just, they're smoking, and it's just limited to your imagination is the way I see it. So if you have a great imagination, then I think you would do fine in this.
Yep. Any other things you'd like to say to the people who are interested in game design, video game art, stuff like that, graphic design?
Just like follow your dream. I'm an older guy in a younger world here. I have no problem. Follow your dream. If you want to get out and do it, do it. I mean, there's always time to do it. There's money restraints and time restraints and girlfriend restraints and children restraints and job restraints. But if you're hungry enough to do it, get out and do it, because there's something I've learned a long time ago. I would rather wake up and do a job that I want to do instead of wake up and do a job I have to do. There's a difference. There's a huge difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
So, any parting words?
Bye now! No parting words other than I have to go use the bathroom.
All right. Take it easy.
See you, man.
This has been Vash 16XLI and John Miller. Peace.